Greetings. As the co-site lead at the University of Wisconsin, I have the great joy to work with remarkable mentors, amazing founders, and terrific partners, including American Family Insurance, who is our founding corporate sponsor. In addition to participating in the advanced therapy stream, which is a global stream, we have a risk and a health and wellness stream. Both of them focus on resilience, which is including data, analysis, and technology to predict and understand events that may lead to loss. We want to try to prevent those losses, and where that's not feasible, then to prepare to renew, recover, and rebuild in an efficient and effective manner. The next founder understands resilience well, Sotan Rosenwo, who started Centinel. Centinel is a parametric insurance product that offers coverage for hard-to-insure risks. Now, I don't have to tell all of you that insurance often has difficult to understand terms. Yeah, it often will have exclusions and also will have long claims adjusting processes. Centinel works to address these issues, and I hope will revolutionize the insurance and risk management community. And in that process, it makes the insurance more affordable and understandable. Sotan is an incredibly smart and humble founder. She's able to explain complex topics in such a way that she has had the number of mentors, the maximum number of mentors, raise their hand each of the 4 sessions this year. And she's received input from 10 unique mentors, including Tom Wiest, who's here today from Tokyo Marine HCC. So please join me in welcoming Sotan Rosenwo.
All right. Thank you so much for that incredibly warm introduction. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, CDL community, for all that you do to propel innovation forward. And I'm very excited to share more about Centinel with you today. So let's go back to February 2021. A single storm in Texas took out power for over 4.5 million people and businesses. At this time, generators failed, pipes burst, and businesses shuttered. Power outages like this cost U.S. businesses over $150 billion a year, according to the U.S. Department of Energy. For a single small business, when they experience a power outage that lasts for a day or more, they can expect to see additional expenses ranging from $5,000 to an excess of $50,000. As I was managing product strategy and innovation for Allstate at the time, I knew that traditional insurance often excludes coverage for power outages. And in those narrow instances where some limited coverage may be available, regulatory requirements result in a complicated claims process that can take months, a year, or even more. Small businesses, they don't have time to wait. 40% of small businesses do not reopen after a disaster. And if they're not able to reestablish operations within 5 days, 90% fail within a year. This is why Centinel steps into the gap with instant payments for hard-to-insure risk, starting with power outage coverage for small businesses. We do see the relevance for this coverage for both personal or consumers or for commercial or business lines, but to have speedy maximum impact, we're starting first by servicing small businesses. Our approach provides rapid coverage and reliable coverage. We are able to transform that complicated, long claims process into an instant payment by answering one simple question: did the event occur or not? If it did, we send the payout. If it didn't, we don't. As mentioned, I'm Sata, Centinel's CEO and founder. I assembled a team of engineers, data scientists, and actuaries, and together we built Centinel's platform. Right now, a small business in North America, and we're starting down below south, but we'll get up here north to Canada pretty soon. But in the US, a small business can come to us and say, hey, this is the coverage amount that I want. Our patent pending lower cost approach monitors for power outage events in real time. Should we detect a qualifying outage, we automatically notify the policyholder and send them the amount they chose. No further claims required. That small business can leverage their instant payment to cover whatever they need to keep their business running, from inventory spoilage and employee wages to lost income, property damage, and more. Now, when we started the CDL journey, we had taken quite a few steps, significant steps, I would say, to providing greater peace of mind. We'd spoken to over 500 potential policyholders. We'd built the MVP for this initial use case covering power outages. To do so, we built out a risk pricing model that covers every county and utility across the US. And that told us that on average across all counties in the US, whenever we would take in, say, $100 in premium, we would expect to pay out $27 to cover our losses. We'd call that a 27% loss ratio. We also had filed for a non-provisional patent and paved the way to receive licensing across all 50 states. That being said, we still had a lot to do. In particular, we had some significant goals that we wanted to accomplish across customer, capacity, and distribution. CDL helped us to accomplish these goals in terms of identifying and understanding not just consumers as policyholders, but businesses as well. From a capacity standpoint, it allowed us to connect with companies that could help provide that underwriting capital or the pool of funds to cover payouts from day one. And from a distribution perspective, it helped to connect us to potential partners that can get Centinel's policies into the hands of policyholders that need us the most. So here's just a quick highlight of what that looked like. As I mentioned, we'd already spoken to 500 consumers. We didn't yet have any capacity partners lined up, and we did have 3 distribution partners in our pipeline. Through the CDL program, we were able to reach out to over 800 businesses and get their feedback. We added 4 capacity providers to our pipeline, and in fact, just an hour ago, we got the structure chart from one who was in line to provide us with 18 million in capacity, and on Monday, we got the offer to also receive even more. So going through here, we were able to add 13 companies to our distribution pipeline. Today, we've spoken to over 1,300 companies. We have 4 providers in our capacity acquisition pipeline and over 30 companies in our distribution pipeline. We know that from the businesses that we spoke to, that 70% of small businesses are interested in purchasing coverage, and that scales to 23 million businesses in the US alone. On average, these small businesses are willing to pay $30 a month for every $1,000 worth of coverage. And if they experience a risk event, they're looking for a payout of around $20,000. This scales to a market opportunity of $165 billion in the US alone. As I mentioned, to reach them, we've got the NDAs and LOIs in place with insurance partners to cover payouts from day one, and over 30 companies in our distribution pipeline, 3 of whom have already signed LOIs to pilot with us. Centinel is built to scale. Ultimately, we'll expand from interrupted utilities to also cover natural disasters, infectious disease, and event cancellation in the US and beyond. We are currently raising a $1.5 million pre-seed round to take the MVP to market, pilot, and launch, and are having commitments come in right away. We just finished Techstars Boulder earlier this month. We are your Centinel, always on guard to first help small businesses and then consumers and enterprises to triumph over adversity. Partner with us in empowering more resilient communities. Thank you, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.